Ladies and gentlemen, there is a unique kind of pain that comes from staying when you know deep down you should have walked away. You held on because of love, because of love, because of hope, and because of loyalty. You stayed because you believed in the potential of what could be. You told yourself that things would get better, that your patience, your sacrifices, and your unwavering commitment would somehow make everything fall into place. But deep down you knew. A part of you always knew. You knew you deserved better. You knew you were giving far more than you were receiving, yet you stayed, believing that things would change. You ignored the warning signs, the red flags waving right in front of your eyes. You brushed off the disrespect, you excused the neglect, and you silenced that small, persistent voice within you that was pleading with you to let go. You convinced yourself that if you just loved harder, gave more, or waited a little longer, things would improve. You clung to the hope that the person you cared for so deeply would finally see your worth and begin to treat you the way you deserve to be treated. But here's the truth: no matter how much you give, no matter how much you endure, you cannot make someone value you if they do not see your worth. You cannot keep pouring from an empty cup, drained by someone who only takes and never gives back. And you cannot keep losing pieces of yourself, thinking that sacrificing your happiness will somehow inspire someone to love you in the way you need to be loved. You stayed because you wanted to believe in the best of them. You stayed because your heart is pure, because you saw the potential for growth, for change, for something beautiful. But in doing so, you lost sight of what you truly deserve. You forgot that love should never come at the expense of your self-worth, your peace, or your joy. It's okay to acknowledge this. It's okay to admit that you stayed longer than you should have. This doesn't mean you were weak. It means your heart was in the right place. You weren't wrong for wanting to see the good in someone. You weren't wrong for believing that people can change. But there comes a point when staying becomes more painful than leaving, when holding on starts to break you in ways letting go never could. As you look back, you might feel regret. You might feel disappointment in yourself for not walking away sooner. But let me tell you this: that experience has taught you something invaluable. It has shown you your capacity to love deeply, but it's also shown you the importance of loving yourself just as much. It has taught you the difference between loyalty and self-betrayal, and it has reminded you that your well-being should never be compromised for someone who doesn't truly value you. Walking away doesn't mean you failed. Walking away means you finally chose yourself. It means you recognize that you deserve more respect, more love, more peace. It means you learned, even the hard way, that sometimes the strongest thing you can do is to let go. So as you move forward, let this experience serve as a lesson, not a burden. Let it remind you that your worth is not tied to how long you can endure someone's mistreatment. Your worth is inherent, it's non-negotiable. And you deserve to be loved fully and deeply without having to beg for it. You deserve someone who meets you where you are, who gives as much as they take, and who never makes you question your value. You stayed when you should have walked away, but now you know better. And because you know better, you'll do better. You'll choose yourself first. You'll protect your peace, guard your heart, and never again settle for less than you deserve. This chapter may have been painful, but it's not the end of your story. It's the beginning of a new one, a story where you are loved, respected, and cherished the way you always should have been. So take a deep breath and move forward. You've learned, you've grown, and now you're ready to embrace the love and happiness that have been waiting for you all along.